Some of the most memorable characters in Dead Rising are the psychopaths, regular people who are driven to extraordinary lengths by the chaos of the zombie apocalypse. Sean Keanan, the insane leader of the True Eye cult, stands out as one of the game's most mysterious and terrifying characters. Instead of merely attempting to survive the outbreak, Sean viewed it as a divine retribution and took advantage of the chance to propagate his distorted beliefs. He saw the apocalypse as the start of a new order in which his cult would rule supremely rather than the end. But how does someone become a fanatical cult leader in the face of temptation? Why did Sean view the outbreak as a blessing rather than a tragedy? We'll look at Sean Keanan's background, his spiral into insanity, and the underlying reasons for his behavior in this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more content if you like in-depth analysis just like this. Without further ado, let's get into it. Unlike other Dead Rising survivors, Sean Keanan was unique. Unlike others who fought for survival or scavenged for supplies, Sean chose to embrace the chaos. He was the leader of the True Eye cult, a cult that saw the zombie outbreak as a divine purge intended to cleanse the world of sin. Sean was probably a devoted religious man with extremist tendencies prior to the outbreak. He used the apocalypse as the ideal excuse for his extreme views. By playing on their fears and offering them salvation through servitude to the True Eye, he attracted helpless and desperate people to his cult. Under Sean's direction, the cult in the Willamette Parkview Mall turned into a dangerous and violent force that killed anyone who disagreed with their beliefs.
Behold! The end of the world is upon us. Death itself has overflowed upon the world, defiling us all. The only path to the salvation of the soul is the purging of the tainted blood! Non-believer in our midst. If we are to achieve salvation, his blood must flow! He must be purged! Spill his blood! The blood of the heretic!
The way Sean is introduced in Dead Rising is incredibly unsettling. Sean gives his followers a terrifying sermon after Frank West discovers the cult in the North Plaza. He refers to the outbreak as a sacred occasion and characterizes the zombies as manifestations of divine will. In sharp contrast to the violent fanaticism of his cult, Sean's serene, almost hypnotic tone creates a tense atmosphere. Sean looks at Frank as he states that sacrifice is necessary. Anybody outside the group is seen by the True Eye as an enemy, a non-believer who needs to be destroyed. The encounter becomes a terrifying struggle for survival as Frank is surrounded by Sean's followers who are wearing yellow raincoats and brandishing blunt weapons. In Dead Rising, Sean Keenan's boss fight is among the most fierce of them all. Sean is one of Frank's fastest opponents despite his older age, and he uses both speed and accuracy to make the battle very difficult. His main weapon, the Ceremonial Sword, represents his perverted religious beliefs and his self-declared position as the divine enforcer. Sean's primary weapon is a sword slash at Frank. Players must remain alert and be prepared to dodge at any time because he can execute both fast slashes and a more complex attack that deals more damage. Because of his agility, Frank finds it challenging to keep a safe distance from Sean, who never stops chasing and pushing the player into a defensive stance. Sean, in addition to his sword attacks, can perform a slide kick. This move is especially difficult because Sean knocks Frank to the ground by sliding across the ground, leaving him open to further his attacks. This quick and erratic move makes it even more difficult for Frank to launch a counterattack. The fact that you have to combat the true eye coat on your way there will add to the already nerve-wracking experience. Sean Keanan's death is deeply ironic. Leading a group called the True Eye, Sean's followers believed that he had transcended the mundane world, seeing the truth of the apocalypse. Yet in the end, he is struck down by a ceremonial sword which impales him through the eye, an ironic twist for someone who is claimed to have opened his eyes to the world's true nature. This irony could also be tied to Sean's possible past as a former priest. His persuasive oratory, messianic beliefs, and grand proclamation speeches point to someone who once held a position of spiritual authority. It's easy to imagine Sean once serving in a religious role, leading others with the conviction of his faith. However, his journey appears to have been a tragic fall from grace. Over time, he may have lost his way, renouncing his faith and creating his own cult. In doing so, he deceived both himself and his followers, ultimately culminating in his own destruction. Sean Keanan's narrative in Dead Rising is a frightening examination of how chaos may alter the mind of an ordinary individual. His change from a devout Christian to a cult leader is evident of the psychological effects of the end of the world. Dead Rising uses Sean to remind us that the real monsters aren't necessarily zombies. Tragic events can occasionally serve as a stage for people to express their worst tendencies. The apocalypse may bring out the worst in people, as demonstrated by Sean's trail of deceit and terror. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Sean Keanan's character, don't forget to like and subscribe and comment for more videos just like this. And if you want more videos just like this on other games as well, please comment below. Thank you for watching, and always stay safe out there. And Happy New Year's to everyone out there. Even if you are new to the channel, Happy New Year's to you too. Stay safe out there. Peace, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.